Sometimes, even when a body is found, a name is never discovered, a past is never confirmed, and the truth is buried deeper than the grave. Before we tear into today's case, I just want to say thank you to everyone who continues to support comic book crime. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here from the start, I truly appreciate you. We're still pushing toward our next big milestone, and every like, comment, and subscription genuinely helps. Now, let's tear into it. Today's story isn't just a mystery, it's one of the most unsettling, unsolved cases in European history. A woman with no name, multiple identities, and a death surrounded by fire, secrecy, and Cold War paranoia. This is the story of the Isdal Woman. On the morning of November 29, 1970, a man set out hiking with his two young daughters near Bergen, Norway. The trail cut through a steep, rocky area at the base of Mount Ulriken, a place locals called Isdalen, or Ice Valley. But that wasn't its only name. For centuries, this place had carried a darker reputation. Locals whispered another nickname, Death Valley. Suicides in the Middle Ages, fatal hiking accidents, disappearances. As the family moved along the path, something caught their eye among the rocks. At first, it didn't look human, but as they got closer, they realized it was a body. A woman lay burned among the scree, her clothes scorched, her skin charred, surrounded by melted snow and blackened stones. Authorities were called immediately. What they would uncover would only deepen the mystery. The woman had no identification, no passport, no wallet, no personal documents of any kind. Nearby, investigators found burned clothing, an umbrella, jewelry, and empty bottles of sleeping pills. Her fingerprints were taken, but they matched no records in Norway or internationally. There were no signs of a struggle, but there were signs that didn't sit right. Her shoes were placed neatly beside her. Her body was positioned deliberately, and despite the fire damage, forensic examiners concluded something disturbing. She had not died from the flames. The official cause of death would later be ruled as sleeping pill ingestion, followed by exposure to fire, a supposed suicide. But almost immediately, doubts began to form. As police retraced her steps, the story became stranger. The woman had stayed at multiple hotels in Bergen, often changing rooms shortly after checking in. She used false names, including Vera, Jarla, Fenella, Lork, Elizabeth, Lienhauer. Each came with different birthplaces, Antwerp, Ostend, Brussels, and none of them were real. Even the street addresses she provided didn't exist. Hotel staff remembered her as polite, reserved, and secretive. She claimed to be a traveling saleswoman or antiquities dealer. Witnesses said she spoke German fluently, along with Flemish, French, and broken English. Some noticed she wore wigs. Others remembered a strong scent of garlic, possibly used to disguise another smell. And then there was something else. She was overheard speaking to an unidentified man, in German, shortly before her death. That man was never found. Interpol was alerted. Composite sketches were created and circulated across Europe. The face of the Isdal woman appeared in newspapers, police stations, and border checkpoints, yet no one came forward. No family, no friends, no employer. Despite the scale of the investigation, the case was closed quickly. Authorities labeled it a suicide, but many found that decision convenient. On February 5, 1971, the woman was buried in an unmarked grave in Bergen's Mullendal Cemetery. She was given a Catholic burial based solely on the saints' names she used at hotels. 16 police officers attended. Her body was placed in a zinc coffin designed to preserve remains, just in case she ever needed to be exhumed. Her funeral was photographed, not for closure, but in case someone, someday, came looking. The timing of her movements raised alarms. This was 1970, the height of the Cold War. Norway had already experienced mysterious disappearances near military installations, throughout the 1960s. Declassified military records would later reveal something chilling. Many of the Isdal Woman's travels aligned with top-secret Penguin missile tests. She had been seen in Stavanger, near missile testing zones. A fisherman recalled seeing her in restricted areas. A shoe salesman confirmed selling her rubber boots, unusual for a tourist. Even more disturbing? The taxi driver who brought her to the Bergen train station vanished. Years later, another driver came forward anonymously, claiming that during the ride, another man joined them. No record of that man exists. Decades later, in 2005, a Bergen resident came forward. He claimed that 5 days before the body was found, he had encountered a woman matching the Isdal Woman's description while hiking near Fløyen. She wasn't dressed for hiking. She was walking ahead of two men who appeared foreign. Southern, he said. She looked distressed, almost as if she wanted to speak, but didn't. He reported the sighting to police and was told something chilling. Forget about it. No report was filed. No follow-up was made. In 2016, the case was officially reopened. New forensic techniques revealed new truths. Stable isotope testing of her teeth suggested she was born around 1930, likely in or near Nuremberg, Germany, and raised near the French-German border. Handwriting analysis pointed to a French education. Dental work suggested travel through Southern Europe, Central Europe, or even South America. Her mitochondrial DNA placed her lineage in Southeast Europe or Southwest Asia. There was also evidence she may have held a French passport, though no official record exists. She was no longer just a mystery. She was a ghost crossing borders. Some researchers proposed she wasn't a spy, but a sex worker living under strict anonymity. Others suggested assisted suicide, but many believe the evidence points to murder. Her drugged state, the fire, the missing witnesses, the erased records. Even recent journalism has suggested intelligence services interfered with the original investigation. If true, the truth may never surface. More than 50 years later, the Isdal Woman remains unidentified. No name, no family, no confirmed past, only theories, only fragments, and an unmarked grave in Norway. If someone out there once knew her, loved her, feared her, they've stayed silent. And maybe that silence is the final clue. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Comic Book Crime. And don't forget, we've got brand new videos dropping every Friday, and you won't want to miss it. Until next time, thanks for watching.